بالنظر إلى كرامتك أم كيف أسكن في النار ورجائي عفوك. فبعزتك يا سيدي ومولاي أقسم صادقا لئن تركتني ناطقا لأضجن إليك بين أهل هذا جيج الآملين ولأصرخن إليك صراخ المستصرخين ولأبكين عليك بكاء الفاقدين ولأنادينك أين كنت يا ولي المؤمنين يا غاية آمال العارفين يا غياث المستغيثين يا حبيب قلوب الصادقين ويا إله العالمين أفتراك سبحانك يا إلهي وبحمدك تسمع فيها صوت عبد سجن فيها بمخالفتي وذاق طعم عذابها بمعصيته وحبس بين أطباقها بجرمه وجريرته وهو يضج إليك ضجيج مؤمل لرحمتك ويناديك بلسان أهل توحيدك ويتوسل إليك بربوبيتك يا مولاي فكيف يبقى في العذاب وهو يرجو ما سلف من حلمك ورأفتك أم كيف تؤلمه النار وهو يأمل فضلك ورحمتك أم كيف يحرقه لهيبها وأنت تسمع صوته وترى مكانه أم كيف يشتمل عليه زفيرها وأنت تعلم ضعفا أم كيف يتقلقل بين أطباقها وأنت تعلم الصدق أم كيف تزجره زبانيتها وهو يناديك يا رب أم كيف يرجو فضلك في يتقه منها فتتركه فيها هيهات ما ذلك الظن بك ولا المعروف من فضلك ولا مشبه لما عملت به الموحدين من برك وإحسانك فباليقين يقطع لولا ما حكمت به من تعذيب جاحديك وقضيت به من إخلاد معانديك لجعلت النار كلها بردا وسلاما وما كان لأحد فيها مقرا ولا مقاما لكنك تقدست أسماؤك أقسمت أن تملأها من الكافرين من الجنة والناس أجمعين وأن تخلد فيها المعاندين وأن تجل ثناؤك قلت مبتدئا وتطولت بالإنعام متكرما أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا لا يستوون إلهي وسيدي فأسألك بالقدرة التي قدرتها وبالقضية التي حتمتها وحكمتها وغلبت من عليه أجريتها أن تهب لي في هذه الليلة وفي هذه الساعة كل جرم أجرمته وكل ذنب أذنبته وكل قبيح أسررته وكل جهل عملته كتمته أو أعلنته أخفيته أو أظهرت وكل سيئة أمرت بإثباتها الكرام الكاتبين الذين وكلتهم بحفظ ما يكون مني وجعلتهم شهودا علي مع جوارحي وكنت أنت الرقيب علي من ورائهم والشاهد لما خفي عنهم وبرحمتك أخفيت وبفضلك سترت وأن توفر حظي من كل خير أنزلته أو إحسان فضلت أو بر نشرت أو رزق بسطت أو ذنب تغفره أو خطأ تستره يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي ومالك رقي يا من بيده ناصيتي يا عليما بضري ومسكنتي يا خبيرا بفقري وفاقتي يا ربي يا ربي يا رب أسألك بحقك وقدسك وعظم صفاتك وأسمائك أن تجعل أوقاتي من الليل والنهار بذكرك معمورا وبخدمتك موصولا وأعمالي عندك مقبولة حتى تكون أعمالي وأورادي كلها وردا واحدا وحالي في خدمتك سرمدا يا سيدي يا من عليه معولي يا من إليه شكوت أحوالي يا ربي يا ربي يا رب قوي على خدمتك جوارحي واشدد على العزيمة جوانحي وهب لي الجد في خشيتك والدوام في الاتصال بخدمتك حتى أصرح إليك في ميادين السابقين وأسرع إليك في المبادرين واشتاق إلى قربك في المشتاقين وأدنو منك دنو المخلصين وأخافك مخافة الموقنين واجتمع في جوارك مع المؤمنين اللهم ومن أرادني بسوء فأرده ومن كادني فكده واجعل لي من أحسن عبيدك نصيبا عندك وأقربهم منزلة منك وأخصهم زلفة لديك فإنه لا ينال ذلك إلا بفضلك وجد لي بجودك وعطف علي بمجدك واحفظني برحمتك واجعل لساني بذكرك لهجا وقلبي بحبك متيما ومن علي بحسن إجابتك وأقلني عثرتي واغفر زلتي فإنك قضيت على عبادك بعبادتك وأمرتهم بدعائك وضمنت لهم الإجابة. Recite this together. فإليك يا رب نصبت وجهي وإليك يا رب مددت يدي فبعزتك استجب لي دعائي وبلغني مناي ولا تقطع من فضلك رجائي واكفني شر الجن والإنس من أعدائي يا سريع الرضا اغفر لمن لا يملك إلا الدعاء فإنك فعال لما تشاء يا من اسمه دواء وذكره شفاء وطاعته غنى ارحم الرأس ماله الرجاء وسلاحه البكاء يا سابغ النعم يا دافع النقم يا نور المستوحشين في الظلم يا عالما لا يعلم صل على محمد وآل محمد وافعل بي ما أنت أهله وصلى الله على رسوله والأئمة الميامين من آله وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. Can you please recite 5 times Abu Yajibu for the relief of difficulty for all mu'mineen and mu'minat, all mu'mineen who are ill, and for the mu'mineen who passed away in yesterday and left day before yesterday's blast in Lebanon, and all mu'mineen who are in difficulty, Muslimin. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. 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 الفاتحة شفاء المرضى ودفع البلاء.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم. تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون. لقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون. إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون. وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون. وسواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون. إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم. إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين. وضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم اثنين فكذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون. قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون. قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين. قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم وليمسنكم منا عذاب أليم. قالوا طائركم معكم أئن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون. وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم مهتدون. وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون. أأتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغن عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون. إني إذا لفي ضلال مبين. إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون. قيل ادخل الجنة. قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون بما غفر لي ربي وجعلني من المكرمين. وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين. إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون. يا حسرة على العباد ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون. ألم يروا كم أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون أنهم إليهم لا يرجعون. وإن كل لما جميع لدينا محضرون. وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون. وجعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وأعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما عملته أيديهم أفلا يشكرون. سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون. وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون. والشمس تجري لمستقر لها ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم. والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالأرجون القديم. لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا الليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون. وآية لهم أنا حملنا ذريتهم في الفلك المشحون وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون. وإن نشأ نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولا هم ينقذون إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين. وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون. وما تأتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين. وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا أنطعم من لو يشاء الله أطعمه إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين. ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين. ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يخصمون فلا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون. ونفخ في الصور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون. قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون. إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون. فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون. إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم. وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون. ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم. ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لطمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون ومن نؤمره ننكسه في الخلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا أنعاما فهم لها مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دونه واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أولم ير الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون صدق الله العلي العظيم الله
घर फातिमा ज़हरा का जब शान का घर है, घर फातिमा ज़हरा का जब शान का घर है, ये वही की मंजिल है, कुरान का घर है, इस्लाम के माहौल में ईमान का घर है, इस्लाम के माहौल में ईमान का घर है, मोमिन की मुनाफिक की ये पहचान का घर है, कुछ लोग मरे जाते हैं इस रंजो महन में, इस घर का जो दरवाज़ा है मस्जिद के सहन में, इस घर का जो दरवाज़ा है मस्जिद के सहन में,
अल्लाह ने इस घर को नबूवत से नवाजा, दुनिया में इसे दीनो शरीयत से नवाजा, इसमत से इमामत से विलायत से नवाजा, हर फर्द को कुरान की आयत से नवाजा, सांचे में मशीयत के ये अफराद ढले हैं, सब चादर तत्हीर के साए में पले हैं, सब चादर तत्हीर के साए में पले हैं। ये अज़्म के फौलाद इसी घर में मिलेंगे, ये नूर के अजसाद इसी घर में मिलेंगे, जिब्रील के उस्ताद इसी घर में मिलेंगे, इस सतह के अफराद इसी घर में मिलेंगे, मखलूक की बस आखिरी सरहद नजर आया, जिस फर्द को देखा वो मोहम्मद नजर आया, पर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु। अरे असहाब मुकर्रम हैं मगर अपनी जगह पर, गैर अपनी जगह, लख्त जिगर अपनी जगह पर, खार अपनी जगह, गुंचे तर अपनी जगह पर, संग अपनी जगह, लाल गोहर अपनी जगह पर, पहलू में जो बैठा हो उसे दिल नहीं कहते, रहरों को कभी रहबर मंजिल नहीं कहते, अल्लाह रेज़ो शरफ़े बिन तेरे सालत, कंदील हरम शम्मे शबस्तान इमामत, रहमत जो मोहम्मद है तो ये पारे रहमत, वो कुल्ले नबूवत है तो ये जुज़े नबूवत, आसान कहो मारफते खत्म रसूल को, जो जुज को न समझा हो वो क्या समझेगा कुल को, जो जुज को न समझा हो वो क्या समझेगा कुल को, घर फातिमा ज़हरा का अजब शान का घर है, बर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु।
MashaAllah, it's a very beautiful recitation as always. Bar Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat. Can you please recite the Surah Fatiha, please, for all Ameen al-Fatiha. Before we invite Maulana Sahib, can I just remind everybody that we have a Jummah Nawaz tomorrow, 12:53, but if we can gather by 12:50, then we can make the arrangements to start on time, inshallah. And tomorrow evening we'll have Maghrib and Nawaz starting at 7:15, inshallah. Wa Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad salawat. We invite Maulana Sahib to the minbar.
رحم الله من قرأ الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الصراط المستقيم غير المغضوب لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين وهو خير ناصر ومعين الحمد لله الفرد الأحد الصمد الذي لم يلد ولم يولد ثم الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على سيدنا ونبينا وشفيعنا وطبيب نفوسنا وحبيب قلوبنا مولانا بالقاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المنتخبين المنتجبين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من يوم عداوتهم إلى قيام يوم الدين أما بعد فقد قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم إني أعوذ بك من الهم والحزن والعجز والكسل والبخل والجبن وضلع الدين وغلبة العدو صلوات على محمد وآل محمد. Respected mu'mineen, one of the important things that we have in our life, and we must consider it, that each and every individual in this dunya or in this world where we are living, we have our weaknesses, we have some points, those are damaging points, or in other words, we can say they are vices of us. And each and every human being in this dunya, he has different weaknesses, and it depends person to person. Some people, they have weaknesses. The other people, they might not have those type of weaknesses, but they have other type of weaknesses. So when it comes to the asab or the damages that we have in our life, so first thing, we have to recognize them. Are they damaging our life, or they are asab, or they are what you call vices for our life, or they are not? Sometimes even we get confused where this particular thing is wise for us, or in completion or defect for us, or it is something different. So first of all, we have to recognize them. When it comes to the recognition, in our madhab, in the madhab of Shia, we are unlike to the Ahlul Sunnah. Ahlul Sunnah, they have one source of knowledge, and that is only Quran. Or sometimes also they have faith in the ahadith, but not as we have faith in ahadith. But when it comes to the madhab of tashayyu or ahlul tashayyu, a part of the Quran, tashayyu, they have three major resources for their knowledge and for their religion. Number one, it is ahadith, as we all know that it is qala Rasulullah, qala Sadiq, qala Imam al-Baqir, and so on. This is one, ahadith. Number two resource of Ahlul Tashayyu is the supplications. Those are reported by Rasulullah as well as by Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. So if we look at the the ad'iyah or supplication, those are reported from Ahlul Bayt, Sahifat Sajjadiyah and Sahifat Alawiyah, Sahifat Zahra, and so many, du'as, supplications, resources we have in madhab of Ahlul Tashayyu. This is number two. Number three resource that we have, it is ziyarat. Ziyarat, we all know that the ziyarat, especially the ziyarat, those are reported from the holy mouth or infallible mouth, from the mouth of Imam. So these are three resources. So the topic that I would like to discuss, it is weakness or vices or the things those damage the personality of human being. What are those things? We have to, protect ourselves. So one of the way to recognize those vices, we have to look at the Rasulullah, look at the A'immat Ahlul Bayt. uh, from what thing they protected themselves. So if we look at the, for example, the word in ahadith which is used, it is a'udhu, huh? Like a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Huh? So one of the problem of human being, one of the vice of human being, that he has to protect himself from the shaitan. Or qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas, qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq. So we have, this word is used in ahadith and in riwayat of Ahlul Bayt, as well as in the verses of the Quran, a'udhu. Today, the topic that I would like to discuss, it is a hadith of the Rasulullah. Actually, this is not, of course, it is a hadith, but it is a dua which is supplicated by the holy mouth of Rasulullah. Each and every morning, Rasulullah, when he finishes his namaz, Rasulullah used to make this dua. And over there, Rasulullah, he uses this word, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika. Ya Allah, I seek refuge in you from min al-hammi wal huzni wal ajzi. So Rasulullah, he mentioned 8 things over there. That, Ya Allah, I seek refuge in you from ham, from huzn, from ajz, from bukhl, from, so on. I will mention all of them. So what does it mean? It means these 8 things what Rasulullah has mentioned in this dua, they are very dangerous. They are vices for the human being. They are damaging the personality of a person. That is why Rasulullah every morning he is supplicating to Allah, Ya Allah, protect me from these 8 things. What are those 8 things? So I would like to, mention those 8 things, but I'm sure that I will not be able to reach to all of them. But inshallah, as many as possible, I will mention. Rest, inshallah, I will leave it for another time. Recite Allah, salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So here Rasulullah said, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal huzn. 2 things, first of all. Number 1, Ya Allah, I would like to, protect myself, or I seek refuge in you from ham and the huzn. 2 words are used over here. What are the ham and what is the huzn? This word ham, the meaning of ham is grief. Wala hamman illa farrajta in du'as. In other dua also we recite this word. We use this word. So Rasulullah said, Ya Allah, protect me from ham. Ya Allah, protect me from huzn. Huzn meaning also, grief. So what is the difference in between huzn and the ham Rasulullah is using over here? So ulama, they said the meaning of ham is grief. But which grief? A grief of something which has not yet taken place. You have a, danger of something. You have, a fear of something. Let's say you have fear of losing your money. You have fear of falling into sick. So, however, you are not yet sick, you are not yet lost your money, but still you have fear of it. So this fear is called ham. So Rasulullah over here, he is supplicating to Allah, Ya Allah, protect me from ham, protect me from this grief. And what is the meaning of huzn? Second thing Rasulullah is asking over here. The meaning of huzn is a grief which is a result of losing something. You already lost something, and because of that loss, you have grief, you have pain in your heart. So in first stage, Rasulullah is asking, Ya Allah, protect me from grief. When we have grief, when we have sadness in our heart, so this sadness, it is very dangerous. Today, you see in this world, how many people, they are affected with anxiety, with depression. So this depression, it is a higher level of it. Of course, it is a disease. But here Rasulullah is asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he is teaching us that, Ya Allah, protect us from ham and the gham, from both, both the grief. So why? Because grief is something, it dismantle your ability. It dismantle, your potential. It does not let you to be successful in your spiritual life as well as in your material world. So this grief, it is very important. And that is why when we look at the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, he says that the characteristics of heavenly people ضاحكة mustabshira wujuhun yawma'idhin musfira. On the day of judgment you will see, or the heavenly people you would see, that their face is blooming face. It means they are like ضاحكة, they are smiling. Mustabshira, when they speak good. So they are not sad, they are happy. Or in other words, we can say they are cheerful people. So we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, remove grief from my life and make me a cheerful person, make me happy in this dunya. Because when we are happy, our mental health, is mashallah safe, and we can do the things actively and precisely and in a better way. So that is why our ulama also, there is a alim whose name is Ayatollah Ray Shahri. He is still alive. He has written a beautiful book by the name of An-Nishat fi Ayat al-Quran wa riwayat, or Shadi az ru'e ayat al-Quran wa riwayat, in Persian. So what is the meaning? Meaning of it means an-nishad, means cheerfulness in the light of Quran and in the light of ahadith of Ahl Bayt. And over there he brings so many riwayat, and he mentioned that what are the causes of distress or causes of sadness in the life, and then how a human being can make himself happy. What are the foods? If we consume them, we are happy. Or what are the dress, if you use them, or what color has to be used. So all these things he brought in the ayat of the Quran over there. One riwayah I will mention for you. Recite Allah salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So what is this riwayah? Riwayah says, Salatun yufrahu bihinna al-mar'a. There are three things which brings happiness in the life of human being. What are those? Number one, at-tib, putting a fragrance or wearing perfume. This is something, it makes you happy. However, perfume, it does not it is not a medicine. But a hadith of Rasulullah says that if you put fragrance or good fragrance, ether, on your body, so it makes you happy. So this is number one. Number two, consuming the asal, means honey. If you consume honey, so it also brings happiness in your life. And the third thing, walibasul layyin, dressing up a dress which is soft dress. Sometimes we put on the jeans, or the dress which is very is hard and is stiff. So Rasulullah said, if you want to remain happy, because this happiness, it belongs to your nafs, so you have to have a soft dress. So if you have soft dress, no matter you put on, or you use it as a bed sheet, or as a blanket, so whatever. So if you have soft dress, soft clothing, so it brings happiness. So this is the hadith of Rasulullah. And also there are so many hadiths where they mention that which things brings happiness. So these three things according to this riwayat. Number one, that if you if you consume asal, it brings happiness in your life. And if you have a soft dress, it brings happiness in your life. And also fragrance. And the other thing, those are mentioned in riwayah, it is al-irtimasu fil ma. You go into water. If you go into water also, it brings happiness. Your nafs, it become happy. And also muhadithatul rijal, speaking with one another, like gathering. Mashallah, one of the philosophy of these majalis and the namaz al-jum'ah and the salatul jama'ah is that we get together and we speak one another. So al-muhadisa means speaking. It is not like you just come for namaz and then bend down your head and get out from the masjid and that's it. No, you have to make salam to one another and speak one another. Whatever you have in your heart, you can, or the knowledge you have, you can share with one another. So this thing, it brings happiness. It removes your distress and anxiety or depression. And also it is mentioned in riwayah that ar-rukub means riding the horse. Today we do not have horses. So if you feel that you are sad, or you are in stress, So what you can do, you can ride on your car and have a round. So these are the indications, these are the instructions, those are given us by Ahlul Bayt. So an-nadaru ila al-khadra also, looking at the greenery, it brings happiness in your life. You are not feeling well, you are in distress or you are in stress, go get out and sit down in your garden, have a look on greenery, so it brings happiness. Anyway, so in this hadith or in this dua, what Rasulullah said, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal huzni. This is number 2. Number 3, wal ajz. Ya Allah, protect me from ajz. What is the meaning of ajz over here? Even in Urdu we use this, that मैं आजिज हूँ. आजिज का मतलब क्या है? यानी helpless. Someone, if someone have the feeling of helplessness, Rasulullah said that it is a defect of a human being. We have to seek protection from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from being the helpless person. Many times you see, we say, oh, it is beyond my capacity, I can't do it. We have feeling of inability, we have feeling of helplessness. So this thing, it is a very dangerous. So Rasulullah, he's asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, protect me from helplessness. Sometimes people, they do not have courage. Their himmat, their courage is very less. They are ajiz. However, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them the strong body. They are given health, but still they have feeling of inability. Many times, let me tell you a beautiful story. Once upon a time, a person comes to us and he said, Maulana, I am waswasi person. I have doubt in everything. So I sat down with him. Half an hour, 45-minute lecture I have given him, that this is, this waswas, it is always from shaitan, and these are the hadiths of Ahlul Bayt, we have to get away, and these are the rulings. So there's no doubt, when you have doubt, it is always from shaitan. So after 1 hour, 45-minute lecture, this man, he said, yes, Maulana, I understand everything, but I can't do it. It is beyond my capacity. What is this? It means, this is a sickness. If someone, and this is a hadith of Rasulullah, A'jazun nas, the most weak, the most helpless person or the weakest person is the one who cannot get rid from his vices. Many times we have a bad habit. So if we are not able to get rid from those bad habits, so it means we are ajiz. We have ajiz in our life. Let me give you an example. There is a man whose name is Sakkaki. Sakkaki, actually, he is a Ahlul Sunnah alim, whose name is Yusuf ibn Abi Bakr. And this Sakkaki is a great scholar of Ahlul Sunnah, and he has written several books. So this Sakkaki, when he was actually in the beginning till the age of 40, he had a business. And what was his business? He was a locksmith. He used to make the locks, and he used to make, in those days, in earlier days, small boxes with the lock. So it was his, business. So one day what he does, he said, let me make a beautiful lock, which is a unique. He put all the efforts and all his expertise into that, and he made a beautiful lock, and he brings it to his king to make him happy. So he said, I took that lock to the king, and when I put it before him, so and I started explaining for him that these are the uniqueness of this lock. So he said, out of sudden, someone said to this king or this Badshah that there is a alim who is entering into your palace. So Sakkaki, he said, the moment this king, he heard that this alim is coming, so he left my lock and he put it aside and he rushed behind him to welcome him. So I said, who is this man? He said, he is Alimuddin, he has a knowledge of religion. So Sakkaki, he said, I paid so much effort on this lock, and it is a unique lock. So I put it before king, and king, he did not look at my lock, and he rushed behind the alim. So it means that alim, he has something which is more beautiful than what I have. So he said, what he has? They said that he has the knowledge of religion. So he said, let me become the alim. He said, how to become alim? He said, you have to go to madrasa and learn over there. So this Sakaki, at the age of 40, he goes to madrasa and he said to the teachers there that I want to learn, ilm din, I want to learn the knowledge of religion. So these ulama, they said, you are old people, you are old men, 40 years old, and they are, let's say, the 15 years boys. So it is not be befitting for you to sit with them. He said, no, I have to become alim. This is my decision. At the age of 40, look at his courage. He does not have ajz at all. So what happened at the moment? He said, and over there, it is written in the books of Ahlul Sunnah as well as in our books also, that teacher at that time, he gave him a task. And one ibara it is given to him, that you have to memorize, and it was a fatwa of, Imam Ash-Shafi'i of Ahlul Sunnah Imam. And what is that? He said, you have to memorize this sentence. قال الشيخ جلد الكلب يطهر بالدباغة. That قال الشيخ, Imam al-Shafi'i, he said, Sheikh, he said, that the skin of dog will be purified with the process, the baga. It is a process of religion, a certain process. Anyway, so he said that you have to memorize this sentence. So this man, he goes and he start repeating this sentence. And 1,000 times they have written the 1,000 times, because this man Sakaki, he had very weak memory. So he was repeating this sentence, repeating. So next day he can mention it before the teacher. So when he comes before the teacher, he said, قال الكلب قال الكلب جلد الشيخ يطهر بالدباغة. So he just opposite it, that the dog says the skin of sheikh is going to be clean with the process. So this is how they have mentioned it there. So he was so weak in terms of the memory, but still he has courage. 10 years passes, but he was not able to learn anything. When 10 years finishes, so this man, he left the madrasa and he goes into the mountain or in desert and roaming around there out of desperate. So one day what happened, when he was near a valley or in a mountain, so he was sitting, he noticed that from mountain the water is dripping from there, and it is dripping on a rock. And because water drop by drop, it is coming and falling on a rock or on a stone. So on a stone, the water, it engraved there, and then water made its own flowing line over there. So over there, Sakaki, he said to himself that my heart or my memory is not harder than this rock. So if I work more, so I will be able. Then historian, they have written, this man again after 10 years he goes back. Now he's of 50. He goes back to madrasa and he worked hard so badly, and finally he become a great scholar of Ahlul Sunnah, and he become specialist in 14 science of the religion, like ilm al-sarf, ilm al-nahaw, balagha, and so many, ilm al-mantiq, philosophy, ilm al-kalam, and so on. So what Rasulullah is asking over here, Rasulullah said, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-huzni wal-ajz. Ya Allah, protect me from ajz, from helplessness. Ya Allah, give me courage. Let me give you another example. There is a alim in our Hausa whose name is Ustad Nasir Rafi'i. Nasir Rafi'i, in one of his Hausa lecture, he mentioned, he said during the time of COVID, he said, I went, after COVID or after 1 year of the COVID, I went to meet Ayatollah Nuri Hamdani. He said, when I met him, so he's almost today it is 100 years old. So he said, when I went to his house, so I asked Aga that, Aga, what did you do during the COVID time? Because COVID time, we were not allowed to get out. dars or the hawzat or the majalis, gathering, any type of gathering was not allowed. So Agha Nuri Hamdani said to him that during the time of COVID, doctor told me not to get out. Doctor told me not to give any lecture. And everything was, stopped. So he said, I thought, and I said to Allah, Ya Allah, what should I do during this time? And he is a 95, 97 years old man, 90 plus man. Just imagine. He is asking Allah, Ya Allah, what should I do now? Because everything is stopped. During normal days, I used to give lecture. I had, so many classes. I had Bahs al Kharij, but now I'm free. And it is not fair for me to remain free. He said, I decided to write a tafsir on the ayat, those are revealed about the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. He said, I gather all the, books of Ahlul Sunnah and open their books and find out the ayat. Those were revealed about the Ahlul Bayt. How do they tafsir? How did they interpret it? Of course, their interpretation is totally different. What we interpret, for example, Ayatul Wilaya or Ayat Tathir. They don't say that the Ayat Tathir is only about the Ahlul Bayt. They say the Azwaj of Ahlul Bayt, the Azwaj of Rasulullah, they are also included in the Ahlul Bayt. Or for example, Ati'ullah wa Ati'ur Rasul wa ulil amri minkum. Ulil amri minkum, they don't say that they are Ahlul Bayt. They say every person who has authority, every king who has a power. So he is a ulil amr. So Ayatollah Nuri Hamdani, he said, I opened the books of Ahlul Sunnah and started writing the naqd on them, bringing our evidence that these ayat revealed solely for Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. And I wrote those, I wrote the tafsir about those ayat, and now 15 volume of the tafsir is already ready. Just imagine 15 volume of the tafsir he has written only about the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. So this is called, courage. Huh? This is something, they do not have ajz at all. They never ever say that, Ya Allah, we are helpless. We do not have, capacity. We do not have strength. Islam tells us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you a, amazing power. We have to utilize it. If we do not utilize it, it means we do not have faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is very important. So what Rasulullah is saying? Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-huzni wal-ajz. So this ajz is very important. So once upon a time, a person comes to our sixth Imam and he said to sixth Imam, Ya Imam, I do not have money. What should I do? Can you please make dua for me? So Imam alayhi salam, he said, Tazawwaj, go and get married. So this man, he thought that Imam could not understand. He said, Mawla, I'm talking about the money. I do not have money. My financial condition is very weak. Imam said, Tazawwaj, go and get married. So this man, again, he thought that Imam could not realize, could not understand my question. He said, Mawla, I do not have money. I'm talking about money, paisa. Imam said, yes, I'm talking about the same what you are meant to say. So Imam said, did not you read the ayah of the Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala over there in Quran, he said, إِن يَكُونُوا فُقَرَاءَ يُغْنِهُمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ فَضْلِ وَاللَّهُ وَاسِعٌ عَلِيمٌ. That if you get married, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make you ghani. So it means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sometimes we do not have faith in Allah. We become ajiz, or we become, helpless, or we have sense of helplessness when we only look at ourselves. We do not look at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So number one thing, al-ham. Number two, al-huzn. Number three, al-ajz. That's inshallah we'll discuss in coming session. So ajz, if you look at the shuhada of Karbala, there was no ajz at all. They were not having any sense of helplessness. Even the children of the Karbala. Just look at the, even the slaves. In those days, they were not having, they were not possessing anything. Even the courage. Even they had no right to have any decision. Just look at the Jawn. One of the Sahabi of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam on Ashura day, the slave of Abu Dhar. So he comes to Imam And he said to Imam, Ya Imam, give me permission to go to the battlefield. Imam alayhi salam, he said, I make you free in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Go and live your life. This man, he started crying and he said to Imam, Ya Imam, is it fair for me when you are in ease to live with you, and when you are in difficulty, should I leave you at the moment? Mawla, it is not fair. Huh? Mawla, I can't do it. I can't leave you. Wallahi la ufariqaka, ya Aba Abdullah. He swear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, Mawla, I'm not going to leave you on any cost. So Imam alayhi salam, he said, no, John, you have worked, you have done so much for us. You go from here. At that moment, John, he said to Imam, Ya Imam, you do not want my blood to be mixed with the Shuhada of Karbala. I know that I have a black skin. Mola, I know that my body gives bad fragrance. Mola, I know that I do not have good genealogy. So that is why you are not giving me permission to go to the battlefield. Imam alayhi salam, at that moment, at this juncture, he started crying and he hugged the John. And he said to John, John, you know why we have come to Karbala? To remove all those differences. And then Imam alayhi salam gives him permission. John, he goes to the Karbala, and he comes to the battlefield, and over there he had fight, and then after a while he fell down from his horse, or he fell down and he is in the state of wound. And narration says that he did not call Imam to come and come to help and support him, because John, he knows that he is a slave. He's not like Habib ibn Madahir. Habib ibn Madahir, he was the friend of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. He knows that his status not like Ali and al-Akbar. That is why he did not call Imam al-Hussein. But out of sudden, John, he observed that the Imam al-Hussein, he is standing next to him. And he's making dua, Ya Allah, Allahumma bayyid wajhuhu. Allahumma tayyib rihuhu. Allahumma hshurhu ma'al abrar. So, because these three sentences was said by the John, because John was saying, Yabna Rasulullah, because my body gives bad fragrance. So Imam said, Ya Allah, give him the beautiful fragrance. And John, he said to Imam, Ya Imam, because my color is black. So Imam alayhi salam, he made dua, Allahumma bayyad wajhu, Ya Allah, make his color white color. Ya Allah, make his body illuminating body. And Ya Allah, resurrect him with Muhammad and Ali Muhammad. So when Imam alayhi salam, he made dua for the John. So at that moment, John started crying and he said to Imam, Ya Imam, Ya Aba Abdullah, Mam mithli, who is like me? John, he was feeling honor that Imam alayhi salam comes at his janaza. But Imam alayhi salam does not suffice over here. Imam alayhi salam, he sits down on the floor. And narration says, Wada'a khadduhu ala khadde. Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam put his cheek on the cheek of John. And that is why narration says, Imam al-Hussein, he loved John a lot after the martyrdom of John. Now, historian, they have written and they have seen that when Imam al-Hussein passed away, when Imam al-Hussein martyred on the land of Karbala, blood started drifting from the body of Imam al-Hussein, and from other side the John blood started drifting, and they mixed with one another. This is where Imam al-Hussein wanted to say, John, don't say that your color is different from our color, your race is different from our race. Oh John, you are mixed with us because you love us, Ahlul Bayt. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our ibadat. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to keep ourselves on the path of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive the sins and shortcomings of our marhumin. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevate the status of our marhumin. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to read Quran, implement Quran into our life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to inculcate the love of Ahlul Bayt into our heart. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq or grant us the shafaat of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us tawfiq to go to visit the graves of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase the rizq of the mu'mineen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from the haram rizq. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help those who are deprived from the support. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help the oppressed people, especially those who are in Gaza and Lebanon and all over the world. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among the Ansar and the support and the help of our helpers of the Imam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reappear the Imam of our time. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين رحم الله من قرأ الفاتحة.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alayka ya Rasulallah. Assalamu alayka ya Amir al-Mu'mineen. Assalamu alayki ya Fatimat al-Zahra. Assalamu alayki ya Khadijat al-Kubra. Assalamu alayka ya Hasan al-Mushtaba. Assalamu alayka ya Warisa Adam Safatillah. Assalamu alayka ya Warisa Nuhin Nabiillah. Assalamu alayka ya Warisa Ibrahim Khalilillah. Assalamu alayka ya Warisa Musa Kalimillah. Assalamu alayka ya Warisa Isa Ruhillah. Assalamu alayka ya Warisa Muhammadin Habibillah. Assalamu alayka ya Warisa Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam waliyillah. Assalamu alayka ya ibn Muhammadin al-Mustafa. Assalamu alayka ya ibn Ali al-Murtada. Assalamu alayka ya ibn Fatima al-Zahra. Assalamu alayka ya ibn Khatijat al-Kubra. Assalamu alayka ya Sar Allah wa ibn Sar wal Witr al-Mawtur. أشهد أنك قد أقمت الصلاة وآتيت الزكاة وأمرت بالمعروف ونهيت عن المنكر وطاعت الله ورسله حتى أتاك اليقين. فلعن الله أمة قتلتك ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرزيت به. يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله أشهد أنك كنت نورا في الأصلاب الشامخة والأرحام المطهرة. لم تنجسك الجاهلية بأنجاسها ولم تلبسك من مدلهمات ثيابها. وأشهد أنك من دائم الدين وأركان المؤمنين. وأشهد أنك الإمام البر التقي الرضي الزكي الهادي والمهدي. وأشهد أنك الأئمة من ولدك كلمة التقوى والعام الهدى والعروة الوثقى والحجة على أهل الدنيا. وأشهد الله وملائكته وأنبياءه ورسله أني بكم مؤمن وبيا بكم موقن بشرائع ديني وخواتيم عملي وقلبي لقلبكم سلم وأمري لأمركم متبع. صلوات الله عليكم ولا أرواحكم ولا أجسادكم ولا أجسامكم ولا شاهدكم ولا غائبكم ولا ظاهركم ولا باطنكم. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله. السلام عليك يا ابن نبي الله. السلام عليك يا ابن الحسين الشهيد. السلام عليك أيها الشهيد وابن الشهيد. السلام عليك أيها المظلوم وابن المظلوم. لعن الله أمة قتلتك ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرزيت به. السلام عليكم يا أولياء الله وأحباه. السلام عليكم يا أصفياء الله وأحباه. السلام عليكم يا أنصار دين الله. السلام عليكم يا أنصار رسول الله. السلام عليكم يا أنصار أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليكم يا أنصار فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين. السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي محمد الحسن بن علي ولي الزكي الناس. السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي عبد الله بأبي أنتم وأمي تبتم وطابت الأرض التي أنتم فيها دفنتم وفزتم فوزا عظيما فيا ليتني كنت معكم فأفوز معكم. السلام عليك يا أبا الفضل العباس. السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليك أيها العبد الصالح والمطيع الله ولرسوله. أشهد أنك قد جاهدت ونصحت وصبرت حتى أتاك اليقين. لعن الله الظالمين لكم من الأولين والآخرين ولحقهم بدرك الجحيم. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا غريب الغرباء. السلام عليك يا معين الضعفاء. السلام عليك يا شمس الشموس. السلام عليك يا أنيس النفوس. السلام عليك أيها المدفون بأرض توس. السلام عليك يا مغيث الشية والثوار في يوم الجزاء. السلام عليك يا سلطان العرب والعجم. السلام عليك يا أبا الحسن علي بن موسى الرضا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا مولا يا إمام يا صاحب العصر والزمان. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن. السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن. السلام عليك يا إمامنا وإمام الإنس والجان. أجل الله تعالى وفرجك وسهل الله مخرجك وظهورك. السلام عليك ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم صل على محمد وآل. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كل وليك حجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك تهوى وتمتعه فيها قليلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. سورة المباركة الفاتحة.